So I'm having a problem with the velocity sensitivity on my Nord Classic, which was the 2005 unit. I've never cleaned the inside of this thing, and I suspect it's just got dirt and dust, and that's why I'm having this velocity sensitivity issue with a few keys. So I take this thing apart. There's a lot of screws, and I'm just going to clean it very carefully. And then the first thing you do after you've got the screws out is you remove the top processor. There's two ribbon cables on this top part, and you want to carefully remove that. Once that's done, you want to detach the key bed, and there's four cables on this one. And you have to do this really carefully. Just take your time on the whole process. This whole process took me over an hour, just because I wanted to be very careful and kind of trace my steps, know what I was doing. So once you get this fourth cable removed, you'll flip over the key bed, and you'll see these white circuit boards that are attached to the key bed. There's two of them on the key bed, so I'm only detaching one because my velocity sensitivity is happening on only one side of the keyboard. So I'm taking off this one side, and you'll see once you get it all unscrewed, there are these silicone contacts on the other side. And this is where the key strikes the circuit board and makes the sound. So I'm going to remove these silicone strips, carefully take them out. They do pull right out, but still be careful, because if you break one of these things, I have no idea where you would get another one. Maybe you could get it from Nord, or they would just tell you to go piss off. So once you get these things removed, you want to clean them out very carefully. I'm going to use contact cleaner on the circuit board because that's a safe thing to do. And I'm going to put it on a lint-free cloth and just wipe this thing down, get any dirt and dust off of it. And you'll see that this actually did remove a bunch of dirt. And once that's done, I'm blowing out the silicone strips because I don't want to use a contact cleaner on the strip. It's not really designed for that. But I'm just going to make sure that's really clean. Maybe if you want to use a little damp cloth, you could do that too on those strips. But once you get the strips cleaned up, then you'll put them back in, and you can use a paper clip. I use this little device that I had with my precision screw set. It worked perfectly to get these things back in the hole. There's two holes. There's a large hole, which you can press these things down into with the clip. And then with that same clip, there's a smaller hole that you need to finish off the job. And just be really careful when you're working on that smaller hole. It seems to work well with one of these devices, with any paperclip or something like this. Just very small. And be careful when you do that. You don't want to puncture it. So once you have this thing all set, everything's flush, flip the board back over, put the screws back in, and work your way backwards. Reattach the four cables to this circuit board. There's one for each side with the ribbon cable, and then there's two more. I'm not going to screw anything back together yet. I'm just going to attach the cables. Once all the cables are attached, power this thing back up and make sure it boots up properly. If it does, you know you connected the cables properly. So then with a pair of headphones, I'm just testing the keys and making sure it's all balanced. What would happen in the past was I'd hit one key and there was no velocity sensitivity. It was just loud. So I'd play one chord and one note in the chord would be super loud. So this apparently worked. So far, so good. So hopefully this will help you out if you're having the same problem on your Nord Stage Classic.